Hey, we are back with another episode, and today we are discussing the ultimate customer experience. I have to my left Ms. Rhea, who is the founder of Attyre Delivery, which is an amazing same-day delivery service that provides the ultimate customer experience.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome.
It's good to see you in person finally.
Well, this is our first time seeing each other. Oh my God, I forgot all about that. Well, welcome. Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Yeah.
I want to give the audience a little bit of, an insight onto your business, because I think that you are providing the ultimate customer experience. If there's any business that is like the face of what I discuss, it would be a business like yours. So let's just jump right in.
Okay.
What is Attyre? Like, how did this whole business even come about?
Okay. Well, Attyre, it is a same-day delivery service, a luxury same-day delivery service for boutiques and bakeries. We provide an on-demand white glove service for special occasions.
White glove?
Yes, a white glove. Champagne included as well. But so yeah, that's Attyre. And you said how it came about?
Yeah, like how did you come up with this?
A random conversation, sitting on a couch like this. I won't go into all of that, but it really was a random conversation. And then after that, I just couldn't stop thinking about the idea of, delivery of Attyre. We had a name and everything at that conversation, and I sat on it for a very long time, because I'm like, okay, it's delivery service. It's not really sexy, it's not Instagrammable. And so I didn't want to, move on it. And then once I just couldn't stop thinking about it, I'm like, okay, let me start putting some things in action just to see what could happen. And then there was a skincare company that I was following on Instagram, and I saw their stories, and I'm like, wait, that's in Atlanta. And so I had just ordered something from them. I'm like, okay, if you're here, I'm here. Can I just pick it up? This was before COVID.
Okay.
And I'm like, can I just, pick it up so I don't have to wait for shipping? And they're like, no, right now that's not an option. And I was so frustrated by that. And then now thinking back, it's like a lot of online businesses don't have consumer-facing buildings for their customers to come. That's why they're online.
Right.
And so, so I'm like, okay, if I had a third-party company that could be the go-between, then maybe I can make this work. And so then, here we are.
Yeah. So when you first started out, I believe you were servicing more than just cake and boutique.
Oh yeah.
How did you find your niche?
Okay, so when we first started, cakes were nowhere on the radar. I didn't want to do anything dealing with food at all, and so it was purely for clothing boutiques. Then I branched out and was like, okay, maybe I can do jewelry, shoe companies, just all things apparel. And then I honestly don't know what made me reach out to this particular baker, Cake by Petite, but I just slid in her DMs, and now I'm like, I really don't know what was going on, because what cakes? And here we are. Like that is my most popular type of delivery service, is these cakes. And people, it's stressful to drive with the cake, and so people will prefer to have that delivered. It's not really a nice to have. It's more of a necessity.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, I found a lane. I'm gonna ride this lane now, and I really enjoy it. It's stressful, but
I must say it's beautiful to watch. I want to talk about that a little bit more, because from my experience being someone who ordered cake, or like you said, I think it's important to state that when you're putting on big events, whether it's birthdays, weddings, whatever, what have you, the cake is always like someone else's responsibility or whatever. How did you lock down how to deliver these cakes? Because you're the only person delivering this way, and when particularly how you screw in them down in the middle of the cake. How did you come up with that concept? Because I think that's what separates your company from others.
So it was a lot of trial and error, and thankfully, Cake by Petite has just been extremely patient and gracious because she really needed a delivery company because of her volume.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bakers, they are able to, deliver on their own, but she's in a position where she just can't, And so she was really patient with us, and it was just a blessing being able to work with somebody like her who is big in the cake game.
Mm-hmm.
And so she has a lot of experience, knows all the tips and tricks, and really kind of coached me on how to deliver these cakes. And I don't know why I know all this stuff about cakes, but I do, and it just blows my mind. But the packaging of a cake is extremely important. So we played around with different boxes, whichever, some are more secure than others, and that's extremely important.
Yes.
But the Cake Safe, the item that you're talking about, that's not ours.
Okay.
That's a company, a Cake Safe company.
Okay.
And they are the people who own that baker. That was like a secret of theirs for a while. That like nobody could figure out how they were getting these
them
cakes
so safe to the location.
And the temperature of the cakes is extremely important. So they decided to start selling those like 20, 30 years, I believe, after the wife was using this. They decided to start selling them, and I just was like, okay, I have got to invest in this because people want us to deliver their wedding cakes, and it's definitely not the same packaging as like a birthday cake. Mm-hmm. And so we got on YouTube.
Yes.
Just figured it out.
Resourceful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about the business. So you had this idea,
mm-hmm.
right? You wanted to partner up with small businesses and brands. How did you build the foundation and more like the business of it? Your branding, like how did you come to such a luxurious place with your business?
So, okay, funny you mentioned that because when people come onto either the website or the Instagram, that's the first thing that they talk about. Oh my gosh, this looks so nice. It looks like luxury and so on, so on. And it was just what I like,
mm-hmm.
And I'm happy.
Oh, so you got to be luxury is what you're saying.
I didn't mean it like that, but really, I just put it together based on what I thought made sense and what I would like to look at, and it just so happens that other people see it and think that it's luxury. So I'm like, okay, I can ride this out. My Pinterest boards are lit, and everything just kind of makes sense. And I like having a black and white brand.
Yes,
I feel like that's easy to work with. You can do a lot with it, and black and white, especially black, just screams luxury.
Yes,
so I knew that I had to have something black in the brand.
So for you, luxury, when you are looking at a brand, luxury means black and white, right? That's luxury. It's easy to identify. I would assume it's simplistic.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go a route that demonstrated your personal, preferences around your experiences is what I believe that I'm hearing.
Yeah.
A person like myself who enjoys good customer experience and luxury, because we want to make sure that we're defining luxury doesn't always mean top dollar,
mm-hmm.
right? We want to make sure that you guys understand that luxury is an experience.
Mm-hmm. And I learned that from you, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. So this moment is really full circle because I would literally listen to your podcast with a notebook. And I'm like, okay, Dominique said. Because I remember you mentioning about how Chick-fil-A gives a luxury experience. Mm-hmm. And it's not super expensive, and that is, a lot of times that's what people, associate with luxury. It's something that's just, costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But you can make luxury at a price point that makes sense for the masses. But it's about the experience.
Yes.
So I really try to, at every point of the customer experience, okay, is this as elevated as it can be? What else can we do? Do we need to change our wording? What type of experience? That is always in the forefront mm-hmm. of my mind. Now, for the customers or the company side, that's what I'm working on to try mm-hmm. to elevate their experience. But on the customer side,
knocking it out the park.
Yeah.
What is some feedback that you get from customers, which I'm sure is amazing, mm-hmm. but what is some feedback that you get that's just like kind of confirms like this is it, this is what I need to be doing, let me keep doing this?
So we always get complimented on how well the couriers look.
Mm.
And at first that was something that was extremely important to me. But when I would talk about that to, friends, it's like, well, it's just delivery. People don't care how it shows up. They just want it to show up. And I'm like, okay, I would prefer, and I just had to keep going, getting in my lane, quieting out the noise, because at first I was like, okay, maybe they don't need to show up in heels. Maybe that's not as important, or they don't have to wear a uniform. Maybe that's not as important, but that is what separates us, and people really, really like it. They like how we show up.
Mm-hmm.
They like these white gloves.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just such a simple touch, but people really enjoy it.
It means a lot to people.
They like getting the samples, the champagne. Like they talk about that a lot. And then on the business side, my favorite compliment is that we save them time so they're able to grow their business. And I'm like, ooh, okay.
That's extremely purposeful. Mm-hmm. So it's like a confirmation that this needs to exist. Mm-hmm. And why I love it so much is because, if I'm being honest, I'm lazy. So I want everything at my front door. I was thinking yesterday, like, if I could pay somebody to breathe for me, I would. So especially during the pandemic, that would be my next question to you, like how, did things for your business work in a pandemic, but more so because we couldn't go anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were afraid to go out, right? We went out the door, we got COVID. So bringing things to someone's front door, I think, became more of a necessity in the last year or so. So how was that experience for you?
So it may seem as though that, okay, during the pandemic, we're a delivery service, we're going to see an extreme uptick, and that just was not the case because of what we were delivering. Mm-hmm. So other delivery companies did see, an increase, but because we're delivering clothes, jewelry, shoes, we weren't going nowhere. Yeah. So people were still shopping online and probably shopped more online during that time. But they just didn't need it right away. Mm-hmm. So it was extremely slow for us. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use this time to restructure some things, get my footing. I'm not going to get, I didn't get frustrated or, I wasn't down about it. I'm like, okay, this is just temporary. We'll be back up and running soon. And then cakes came.
And see how that works? Yeah. Sometimes you have that minor setback for the big comeback. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's extremely amazing, especially being able to pivot, right? I think COVID taught a lot of people that you got to be able to kind of just go with the flow and shift. So what do you think is next for Attyre?
So long term, of course, I want to expand out of Atlanta because it's a scalable business. Mm-hmm. So I do want to see where I could take it in terms of locations. But I do want to do more. Like I have a list of dream type of deliveries that I want to do. And I want to be more in the forefront of special occasions. So, for example, more things dealing with weddings, whether we're delivering the florals or, of course, the cake, but also the garments. So maybe
Come on with it. We got to put it out into the universe.
But, okay, maybe they won't. I don't know. Either way, it's protected. Okay, thank you, God. I'm just going to claim that. But I would like to be able to deliver, for example, for grooms, for the groomsmen. We'll deliver all of their suits, cufflinks, shirts, everything, and, pick it up after the wedding and return it back. Because, I've been in a wedding where somebody forgot something. And it's like, oh, come on, you're going to throw off the whole vibe. And so, just to erase that stress from, everybody, I would like to be a part of that experience. I would like to do more of, we have something called the dressing room experience. Where we bring multiple sizes or multiple styles of an outfit to your home, let you try them on, wait for you, and then bring the items that you don't want back to the boutique. Give you a bottle of champagne while you're trying on and, getting yourself together. But I would like to do more of those types of deliveries.
So let the people know how they can reach you, where they can find you if they want to invest in the luxury experience.
Okay, all right. So you can find Attyre Delivery at ATTYRE Delivery on Instagram, and then our website is AttyreDelivery.com. So you can find us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, bye guys.